Hey guys, welcome to Teacher Mabid. I know it's been a while and I've been missing for a couple weeks, months, but it's just been really busy and I'll do a separate video about what's been going on in our homeschool. But this video is a collab with Momma Schmooze's reviews and a whole bunch of other really cool moms, and what we're talking about are best books of 2017, books we've loved reading to our kids have loved reading, interacting with and stuff. And I have a whole huge stack here, so if you're a book lover, stay tuned and check out all the other moms who have put down their books in the playlist listed. Alright, so let's get started. So the first book I'm going to be talking about, and please forgive me, I have a slight cold, so I may sound a bit hoarse. But this is the first book that we've been that I wanted to share with you guys. This one's called Understanding Waldorf Education: Teaching from the Inside Out. And this is something that my friend from Pepper and Pine, Hannah, had recommended to me a while ago, and I got into it, and I've been watching all the really cool moms on homeschool on YouTube who homeschool kind of talk about Waldorf and stuff, and I got curious. And so so the summer, the past summer, I read up on it, and I just really liked what it was talking about. There was some stuff that didn't really vibe with me, but a lot of the stuff like I really felt connected to, because Waldorf is so connected with art, and that's just something I really like. I love doing, and I love incorporating it into our homeschool. And so this book was really beneficial, and I know a whole bunch of other moms were reading this at some point, but I'm not sure. But if you want me to do a more thorough review on understanding Waldorf education, let me know in the comments below, and I can talk about things that we've taken away into our homeschool about this book. So this is my mom's book that I've loved. Now let me talk a little bit about some books that my kids have loved, or rather I have loved teaching them. This book is called The Verbal Math Lesson, and it says age 5 to 7, but you know, it depends on your child. And they literally, like, they start off with working with nothing, the concept of zero. And I like this book because I am not a math person, and this book gives me like a step-by-step how to make math more living and more interactive, rather than a bunch of numbers on paper that you just have to memorize how to use. Because that's how I learned math, and I hated it, and so I don't want my kids hating math. And so I think this book is really cool because it's really interactive. Like, we play with numbers. Sometimes in the morning time, during our morning basket time, we'll play with like sticks and throw balls and do some random, you know, like math work, understanding math and numbers, and just counting backwards, counting forwards, and stuff like that. And so I found this book really beneficial. It's by Michael Levine, and it's called The Verbal Math Lesson, Book 1. The other book that we really liked is this book right here. It's called Making Peg Dolls by Margaret Bloom. And like I said, we've kind of explored a little bit of the Waldorf understanding, and my girls love making peg dolls. They absolutely adore it, and like whenever they come into our classroom, there's just always like, I want to make peg dolls. You know, they make peg dolls about everything, calendars, stories that we've read, and they just love making them, and they're just so much fun. And you know, it kind of it helps them be more creative. And this book is I mean, I didn't really know much about peg dolls, so it's stitching and stuff, and like how to, if you're struggling with that, if you're a peg doll maker and you like you know, having kids like play with the little peg dolls and stuff, this is a really cool book. My daughter actually destroyed it too, because she actually cut up into it. But anyways, so this book has been a favorite in our household because we always gravitate to it, find really cool ways of making hats, making clothes, making cloaks for the little dolls and stuff. So we've loved that book. And then this is another book, and a lot of people have recommended this book. It's called The Waldorf Book of Poetry. And so I saw it floating on Instagram. Hannah talked about it. I know a couple of other girls on Instagram talked about it. And I thought, well, hey, you know, for poetry tea time, why not another book? So checked it out. And this book has actually been really amazing because it covers topics throughout, like like history, science, you know, holidays, winter, summer, like moon, sunshine, any topic you possibly think about, I bet you could find a poem on here about it. And these poems are really cute because they're catchy and they're quick, and so the kids pick them up pretty quickly, and they teach a concept. Each poem teaches a concept about that specific topic, and I love that because we love making like little rhymes up and songs up in our homeschool, and I love reading this book to the kids. And we will pick out a poem. When we were doing our little Egypt lesson, there was, believe it or not, so, there were poems on like during the Egypt time period that they sang in here. And when we thought it was really cool, just reading about them and learning about them. I mean, I thought it was really cool. But anyways, this is the Waldorf Book of Poetry. Really like it. This is the other book we've really liked exploring. It came in our Book Shark package. It's called the Osbornes Children's Encyclopedia, and it has topics from all over: science, art, history. What else is in here? There's like countries of the world, but it's concise enough where each topic, like sometimes I tend to overwhelm myself, like I'll talk about a topic and then give them too much information. They're just like, what? Like they'll just remember like a little bit here and there. But this book was really good in keeping the information very concise, very specific, and me and my girls love looking at it and reading into it. And it comes with QR codes, which, you know, there's a little video attached to it online, and the kids can watch that and, you know, still keep it interactive. So those are some of the books. Now I'm going to talk about read aloud books that we've loved. And the first one is the Boxcar Children. This was one of the first read alouds we had, and we loved it because it just spoke to the kids' heart so much. And the girls just loved listening to the story of the children. And actually, I think Netflix or something had a movie about them, or a movie on it, and we were very, like, we were excited to see that too and compare it to the book and talk about how that was different. And then this other book, I've talked about it before, and we love this book. We love My Father's Dragon, and so we got all 3 tales of them. And so after we read My Father's Dragon, we read Elmer the Dragon and the Dragons of Blueland as well. And so this is just a very fun tale about the dragons and stuff, and the girls just really like enjoyed the content of it and the storyline behind it. And then here's the third book is The Giving Tree. My daughter loves this book. My older one, she just loves, like, even though there's not many words in it, but Shel Silverstein does such a great job of informing about the topic and just diving into the emotions for the kids. Like my girls just love this book, and we always have like, read it again, read it again. So I love that book. Another book that we've been really loving is Frog and Toad. It's a classic. And this one is the storybook Treasury, so it has all of the books in there. And I love this book because my daughter, who is just starting into exploring reading right now and just kind of picking up words on her own, can pick up a lot of the words in the beginning, and we love reading the book together and talking about what Frog and Toad did and what was so silly about it, and she can actually read some of the books, or read some of the words when we're reading it together, usually during bedtime. But that's that. And then I have a lot of books here, but this is the other book. This one's called The Illustrated Treasury of Grimm's Fairy Tales, and this has a lot of the fairy tales. And one of the things that is core to the Waldorf understanding of education is that, you know, kids need to explore their imagination through fairy tales. And this is just some of the ones that they talk about. Some of the ones in here are Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Hansel and Gretel, and some other ones. And we like it because it's really beautifully illustrated, and so we get to look at the pictures and read the story. And I like that because some of the other Grimm books that I have are kind of old school, and they don't really have that much illustration, but this one has a lot of really pretty illustrations, and it keeps the attention of the kids during the entire story. The next set of books I have are actually like 2, but are more nature-based. So we've used this in our nature study. This is the Nature Anatomy by Julia Rothman, and this book is just so beautifully illustrated. We just love painting from it. We love reading about it. When we see something like I don't remember, at some point last year, we saw a nest in our tree, and then there was another nest somewhere. And so we came back to this to try and discover what kind of nest it was. I know it's like, usually you just go to the internet, but we went into this book and it was just fun to see all the different types of nests that are out there. And so I really like this book because it's just really beautifully illustrated. And then there's some artwork for my kids. And then this book right here is another favorite we had. I put this in our reading basket I have for my kids, and I'll kind of give you guys. It's called The Street Beneath My Feet, and it's like a, I don't know, it's like it's not a pop-up book, but like it expands, and then it talks about all the different layers of stuff that's underneath our feet all the way down to the Earth's core. And so this came in really handy when we were talking about fossils, when we were talking about the Earth's core, and we were exploring all these different topics in our Bookshark science curriculum. And this really, like, it gives you a very beautiful, detailed, I'm a total sucker for books with awesome illustrations, because it holds my kids' attention while I'm reading to them and I'm talking to them about the topic, and they get to learn and explore through, visual art. And so this book is The Street Beneath My Feet. A couple of books we've loved in our Islamic studies class is Migo and Ellie and the Love for the Prophets. This book talks about all the different prophets, Prophet Moses, Adam, and Abraham, and it's just written in a very cute format, and it's fun for the girls to read, and it's like snuggling in with your teddy bear and reading a little story. So I love this book, and my girls do too. Another book we've also really loved is called, this is the Holy Quran for kids, and it basically, it makes it very, very simple and simplified for the kids so that they can understand the moral behind each chapter in the 30th part of the Quran. And we just love talking about it and trying to memorize the ayahs and stuff. And so this has been another favorite. This is by Yahya Emmerich. So I found this on Amazon, but this was really cool. And so I know that's a lot of books, but I if I could have found more, I probably would have found more books. But these were some of the books that we really loved exploring and talking about. So if you want me to go into depth about any of them specifically, please leave me a comment and I'll let you guys, and I'll update you if I can make a video about it and stuff. But other than that, I'm going to try and make a video about where we've been, what we've been doing the past couple months. But we are excited to join this collab and be back in our routine of homeschool and making videos for you guys. So please like and subscribe, and check out the playlist for other moms. I'm excited to check out the playlist as well to see what else everybody else has been reading, because you always find such amazing finds in others' recommendations. But yeah, guys, until next time then, I'll see you guys. Bye. Thank you for watching.